Hi, my name is Patrick, and I'm a millennial. Oh man, it feels really good to finally admit that out loud. As I approach 40, I'm finding myself ruminating more and more on the things that defined my particular generation. Bill Clinton, Y2K, 9/11, the Star Wars prequels, and Minecraft. Minecraft first released on May 17th, 2009 and became a cultural phenomenon the way no game before ever really had. Coinciding with YouTube's rise to prominence, streamers and online pundits latched onto it. YouTubers like Yahtzee Croshaw, Hunger Games, Kim Richards, and Captain Sparkles helped raise the profile of this game via the platform, and before you knew it, everyone had heard about it. Parents, kids, and even non-gamers knew the blocky art style, punching trees, and creepers going boom as easily as they knew when the next season of Lost would air. Even so, I was a later comer to crafting mines. I first picked up the game in 2011 and immediately saw what all the fuss was about, sinking in a few hundred hours into it myself. I played solo, played with friends, and even briefly ran my own server. It was an experience beyond compare. Small organic adventures happened without scripting that gave life to a simulated world far greater than its simplistic presentation suggested. Moments that would live in infamy amongst my friends, such as when I was playing with my frequent gaming partner Roscoe and, while exploring his newly found mushroom biome, I accidentally dropped a bucket of lava atop the spire-like mountain at its core and loosed a fiery apocalypse upon the mushrooms in residence, a catastrophe which I have still not lived down and caused me to adopt their faces in remembrance from that day forward. Things like this happened regularly. It was an unprecedented thing, giving rise to a survival crafting bubble that has yet to burst. Eventually, as always happens, other games caught my attention, my friends started playing other games as well, and I moved on. In the intervening years, Minecraft continued to prove its staying power. Twitch streamers embraced it, Microsoft purchased it and made it all the more accessible. It got full-featured releases on platforms from Xbox to cell phones, and the phenomenon endured, even into a whole new generation. Another thing happened in those intervening years. I had a child, take that Ken from high school who said I'd never get laid. Like any good gamer who eventually has kids, I dreamed of sharing my love of gaming with my own spawn, and wouldn't you know it, the first game she really latched onto herself, well, it was Pokemon, but shortly thereafter was Minecraft, and boy did she get into it. So much so that this last Halloween she even chose to dress up as the Ender Dragon, and of course, knowing the passage of time to be a cruel and unforgiving bitch and that it was only a matter of time before she was too cool to want anything to do with me, I jumped into playing with her and found myself sucked back in for the first time in a decade. What I found was, in every way that counted, Minecraft. It was immediately familiar, and within short order, the familiar steps unfolded before me like a warm, openly hostile blanket. Appear in a new world with nothing, punch a few trees, dig a hole, cower in terror of a merciless world that wants you dead, find some iron, realize you had no food and were starving, head back out to look for wheat, forget that creepers don't despawn during the day, explode, and so forth. There are a number of notable quality of life improvements that have been added to the game since my day, perhaps most notably in the crafting screen. Gone were the days where learning how to make anything required trial and error, arcane experimentation, blood sacrifice, or realistically, delving into the wiki. Hell, back in my day, there was even mileage in the publishing of honest-to-goodness paperback books that had nothing but printed crafting recipes. Now you collect one piece of wood, one block of cobblestone, or even just set one rectangular foot in water, and a litany of pop-ups with new recipes being added to your book will appear. Even crafting them is as simple as clicking the icon and poof, now it's in your inventory. This could easily become a rant about how, back in my day, we had to earn our crafting recipes. Knowledge wasn't just handed to us for being able to touch something. You had to remember how to make a sword while being shot by a skeleton with an angry exploding shrubbery crawling up your tush. I'll be very clear about this. I think this is a very positive improvement. I struggled for my esoteric cube science back in the halcyon days of 2011. I don't feel the need to do so again. Even those who are newer to the game, like the fruit of my own loins, are coming to it amongst a litany of Twitch streamers and YouTubers who show them everything the game has to offer outside of their own first-hand experience. To keep things as they were in this regard would serve very little but to make the game less accessible, and since Microsoft took over stewardship of Minecraft from Mojang, accessibility has been a top priority. And speaking of accessibility, like most 9-year-olds, my daughter took to Minecraft due in large part to the streamers I've mentioned several times now. Prime amongst these, she's become a big fan of AFMAO. One thing that AFMAO and friends do in their streams, from what I've caught over my daughter's shoulder, I don't watch them, I'm not a zoomer, is to show off various mods both of their own creation and by the community. And mods are another way Minecraft has grown considerably, because back in not gonna say it again. In the early days of modding, it required modded Java launchers and loads of added resource packs. Now it's as easy as visiting an in-game marketplace and finding which absurd logo and colorful screen grab speaks to you. I still remember when RLCraft first launched and turned Minecraft into a real hardcore survival game. People have created whole narrative experiences, added mobs, weapons, spellcraft, realistic physics. Even in my heyday, I frequently added texture and lighting mods to each new build of the game. The fact that it could be done with a simple click now and a few dollars is, well, dangerous. At least for anyone with an excitable child. Let me say that, for any parent whose child plays Minecraft, services such as Google Play, Microsoft, and I'm sure others, have parental control features which allow you to require your child to obtain permission before spending you to destitution in these marketplaces. We made sure these were in place for my own spawn, outlined the rules by which she could spend her allowance on add-ons, and let her experience the wide, wonderful world of Minecraft with all sense of stylistic cohesion removed. Now I will be an old man shouting at the kids from my porch. I completely do not understand the modern Minecraft mod mentality. Or I guess they're called add-ons, not mods, but whatever. No, actually not whatever, because there is a difference. Mods tend to be shared by passionate gamers who want to create something and then release it for free as a celebration of mutual love. Add-ons are bright and colorful, sparkly packs of bullshit for $5 a pop and add nothing. All of these flogged by YouTubers who want to promote their brands or brands who want YouTubers to promote them for nothing. And I mean, look at all this nonsense. Every possible thread of stylistic synchronicity has been summarily executed for the sake of bright and colorful oblivion. Well, okay, that Morph Gauntlet one my daughter has is pretty cool. And then there's the one with the extra dragons too. That's not bad. The dragons are fun. Oh, and there's the one that lets you have puppies. Every game is better with puppies. Yeah, the boring truth is that, like any cultural phenomenon, there are going to be aspects that you do like and that you don't like. The trick is allowing yourself to enjoy it your way and let others enjoy it theirs. For instance, my gender-swapped miniature photocopy is afraid of being turned into a cobblestone-filled pinata by the monsters, so primarily plays in creative mode. Other hand, I find that survival and creativity feels much more rewarding when coupled with the imminent threat of violent, gruesome, painful, unrelenting murder, so I play primarily in normal survival. And truthfully, this game must still do something for me, because according to Microsoft's end-of-the-year Spotify wrap-up rip-off, the Legacy of Notch topped my most played games for 2024 for the first time since Mother Flapjack in 2012. And it's really not hard to understand why. If you'd please refer to the current slide, you'll see that the majority of my time spent in the former kingdom of Mojang was on mobile. I don't normally like first-person games with touchscreen controls, but the simplicity of the primary loop plus pure addiction-fueled dopamine makes it perfect for 5-minute pop-in, pop-out sessions whilst evacuating last night's Panda Express, which apparently is my favorite pastime. I have to take a moment to acknowledge, since we're on the topic of mobile gaming and John Cusack movies, that I can't end this video and not say anything about how I'm consistently impressed by the modern high fidelity of this game. If we return once more to 2012, I had recently found myself employed in my first real big boy job, and like most responsible 25-year-olds, immediately dropped more than 2 Gs on a shiny new gaming PC. Let me tell you, were 2012 Pat to see Minecraft run on the phone of 2025 Pat, he would be hit gross point blank by how with each adaptation of this game, the max of what that old powerhouse computer could do looks more, distorted by comparison. Pushing 10, okay, I'm done. But extremely relevant and contemporary jokes aside, the question is before us. 15 years after its initial release, how enduring is Minecraft's legacy proven? Well, in a word, phenomenally. For the last decade and a half, it's been impossible to walk through any department store without seeing it represented in some way, be it by toys, clothes, posters, branded underwear, you name it. Gaggles of 9-year-olds hop on Discord calls to play in shared creative worlds and show off their new puppy add-ons. Goodness, they are cute, though. And a sure-to-be Oscar contender and critical and commercial success of a movie is now gracing our silver screens. It still pulls down impressive views on platforms like Twitch and YouTube. Hell, I'm even trying to take advantage of that by making my first video essay on it. And this newest generation seems to be embracing it as enthusiastically as did the couple before, so its future looks bright. Sure, I wish the monetization felt less skeevy and ruthlessly cutthroat. Sure, I find the latest wave of streamers more than a little cringy. Sure, I still like the game best as a stripped-down, simplistic, more vanilla experience with no mods, no add-ons, and no extraneous dogs. But the fact that all these experiences can coexist within an ecosystem whose appeal spans generations is a testament to the elegance of its design. Minecraft, as it was created, is a platform on which people have been building and iterating for 15 whole-ass years. It's a platform I used to stand on with my friends and later my wife, and now it's a platform I stand on with my daughter. Am I being overly sentimental about a video game because it's turned into something my daughter and I do together rather than just a game? You bet your motherfucking ass I am. But when I was my wife's womb nuggets age, the pop culture phenomenon I shared with my parents was Star Trek, and to this day I hold Trek in very high esteem. Those childhood memories, equally so. So, maybe I am being a sap, but I'm also a lifelong gamer who succeeded in creating my own player too, proving that gamers aren't really a bunch of loner-ass nerds, so I guess, suck it, Ken from high school. In the end, it feels like this thing is here to stay, like it or not. Few other games can boast the staying power, and really, the less said about League of Legends, the better.